Hi, this is Roger. Thanks for dropping by. You know what it's like in the orchid world? You win some and you lose some. This lovely cattleya that's about to open, first time bloomer, firstly is not the colours that were expected. I've just gone back onto the website. Now this was a new hybrid, loads of seedlings obviously, and I got one of them and I've pulled the plant on and it's done very well. And this is its first time blooming. Absolutely enormous sheath, which is now dying back, and what I thought was going to be two wonderful blooms, but it's going to be one wonderful bloom because that one has gone. Now I've got to wonder why, but I will probably never get an answer. What I will do, because that could be some sort of fungal or bacterial problem, I will go and get some cinnamon and dab it on where that bloom broke off. But as you saw, that broke off naturally. I only touched it and it came off, and you can see there's some brown staining in there. Now that could have been some moisture from where I sprayed the insecticide. It could be all sorts of things. I don't know what it was. I can't say definitively that caused that bloom to drop. That could just be nothing more than normal bud blast, but just looking at the base there, something's got in there and that bloom aborted. Now this one's probably going to go on and open up successfully and we will finally see the colours. But that was supposed to be a bright deep yellow. Well, it looks like it's going to be more of a greeny yellow. But you know what orchids are like, they change colours often after they open. And as we found out in the past, some first blooms are not as successful as subsequent blooms. That's just the way some orchids are. I mean, this is still relatively a young plant. You know, coming from a seedling, its original first bulb I've trimmed off because the leaf died. And so now it's got 4 bulbs, the latest one's in bloom. That's not a huge cattleya, as cattleyas go. You know, but I mean, all the leaves are viable. They've stayed reasonably good, in working order, as they say. But yeah, first time bloomings can be a problem. I've had several cattleyas in the past where their first blooms have been slightly distorted or not quite as successful as they could be, and I think this one may be that. But I don't believe that's going to be the colours I was expecting. We'll have to wait for it to open to see what it really is like. But I just thought, you know, I knew that I was about to cut that bloom off as a, you know, little demo, if you know what I mean. If things start going wrong and it doesn't look good, if in doubt, cut it out. That's my view. Why wait and let anything spread? So that could have been bacterial, or where the hell did it go? It just fell off, didn't it? Oh, it's gone in under somewhere. I was just going to pick it up and have a look at it. But, you know, whatever caused that bud to go, it's gone now. No good crying over spilt milk and all that stuff. And I've still got one to look forward to, hopefully. I don't see anything wrong with the base of that one. It's firmly attached and the bloom is pushing. I just got this down to water it, basically. So there we go. We win some, we lose some. That's just the way of the orchid world. It's no good breaking your heart because you lose a spike. I mean, I've actually leant against a spike and broke one off, and you sit there looking at it thinking, oh God, you know, that could be 9 months before I get another one. Well, it's just life, you know. I'm working in a cramped space in here. I'm always knocking things over, most of which you never see. And I certainly wouldn't give you some of the language that comes out when I do something daft like that. But yeah, you know, we have to look on the bright side. That has got 1, 2, at least 3 buds in it, you know, and they're working their way up. Yeah, that sheath is just splitting right at the top there. So I'm going to have some Laelia Anset blooms soon, if they don't blast. You always have to add that little bit in, if they don't blast, if nothing goes wrong. We always work towards everything is going to work. That's our goal. And sometimes it doesn't, and you just have to live with it. And I'm going to have to live with a single cattleya on bloom on that, hopefully, instead of 2. But the one good thing about that is that those blooms were really tight together. And when you get the big blousy type cattleya shapes, they push each other and they get in each other's way, and they never really unless you start spreading them out with little bits of wire. You know, if you're going to show them, you might have to, but you know, I'm certainly not this time of year. So anyway, just a quick one. We all have failures. Don't let them get to you. You know, just look at the successes. And if you have half failures and half successes, that's the glass half full, glass half empty thing. You've still got half successes. Go for the successes. Don't worry so much about failures. We all lose a bit now and again. And as I said, it would have been nice to have had 2 blooms, but I'll live with 1. Okay, thanks for dropping by. See you again next time.